The topic for Unit 2, Learning Set 3 is savings accounts. And the objectives are learn the basic vocabulary of savings accounts and compute simple interest using a simple interest formula. In this first video, we're going to go over comparing percents from different banks and the overdrafting of a savings account. In this first example, Grace wants to deposit $5,000 in a certificate of deposit for a period of 2 years. She is comparing interest rates quoted by 3 local banks and 1 online bank. Write the interest rate in ascending order, which bank pays the highest interest for this 2-year CD. In this case, with the interest, a savings account earns interest. So we want to try and get the highest percent that we can. Unlike if we were paying interest on a loan, then we would want the lowest. So you will notice that all of these interest rates are listed in different formats. 2 of them are mixed fractions, and 2 of them are percents, decimal percents. So we need to convert the fractions to a decimal form to make it easier to compare. So you would take 4 1/4 and convert it into 4.25%. And then 4 3/8 would convert into 4.375%. Step 2 would be adding zeros so they all have the same number of decimal places. It makes it easier to compare. And also, if you list them vertically, it is also easier to compare for organization. This way, we can easily see that the first and the third one both have a 2 in the first decimal position, which means that one of them is going to be the first position. And then we look at the next decimal number, and it has a 2 after it on the third one, which is lower than the 5, so that means that would be our first number. Our second number would be 4.25%. And if we remember, that was originally 4 1/4, so we would list this 4 1/4%. And the rest of it would be 4.3% and 4 3/8%. Rawls' savings account must have at least $500 or he is charged a $4 fee. So that means if his savings account dips below $500, you have to have $4 taken out of it because you were paying the bank a fee because you went below the minimum balance. So his balance was $716.23 when he withdrew $225. What was his balance? So first we need to subtract the withdrawal to see his new balance is $491.23. We need to compare the balance to the minimum, and we see that the new balance is less than the $500 that is required. So that means we have to pay a $4 fee penalty. So you would subtract the penalty, and the new balance would end up being $487.23. Mace has $891 in her account. A $7 fee is charged each month. The balance is below $750. She withdraws $315. If she makes no deposits or withdrawals for the next X months, express her balance algebraically. So the key here on this one that you need to pay attention to is the $7 fee is charged each month the balance is below $750. So if we don't know how many months, that is going to affect how much the fee is. So the first thing we need to do is figure out her new balance. So she had $891 and she withdrew $315. So her new balance is $576. If we compare that to the minimum $750 that's required, it is below that. So now we need to calculate her penalty. And the penalty is $7 each month. And we don't know the months, we know that it's X months. So we would rate that as 7X, so $7 times the number of months. And then you would take that 7X amount and subtract it from her balance of $576.